Drake, Lil Baby, and Ken Carson have all used this strategy to blow up their marketing campaigns, and most artists have still never heard of it yet. But by the end of 2025 and beyond, most artists will not only have heard of it, but it will be solidified as one of the new ways to blow your music up, get streams, and visibility. Hey, I'm Brandman Sean, and my music marketing agency is responsible for billions of streams. We've gotten platinum and diamond plaques, and we've helped indie artists go from zero to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I make these videos to share what we learn and do for free. So this strategy is one of the easiest ways to get hundreds of videos posted to your sound on Instagram or TikTok, which is extremely important because even if you go viral on your own page with your own content, you can only reach for so many people, and it never creates the feeling of hype. And the best part is, when you use other people, you don't have to come up with all the ideas. You create good enough music to inspire them. And I know you might be thinking, well, that kind of sounds familiar. Just get maybe a big influencer to post, and hopefully there's a viral dance that people do, and now there's a bunch of people posting to my sound. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about not just a new trend, but a new marketing strategy that's here to stay, and those who get to it the fastest, as usual, will benefit the most. Today, I'm here to talk about clipping campaigns. Well, you've seen when people have long form interviews or content on YouTube, and then all of a sudden you see it on TikTok or Instagram because it's made into a bunch of different short clips posted on different pages, right? So the origin of the clipping campaign is the idea that I took clips from a long form interview, and then I pushed these clips out into the social media verse. And then it was taken to a whole nother level by streamers. Think about people like Kai Cenat, iShowSpeed, where you can create this ongoing live stream and almost immediately people are pulling from that stream, creating clips. But guess what? You don't have to become a vlogger. You don't have to become a streamer. You don't have to create a bunch of music videos, because imagine if instead of giving people long form content to pull clips from and distribute, you could just give them the clips that you want them to push out into the world in the first place. Let's just say it was a clip that performed well on your page. Maybe you have 3 clips that performed well on your page. A clipping campaign is the quickest, one of the most affordable, and usually the most transparent way to take that content and get it posted everywhere, or to use it to inspire others in a clipping campaign to create new content, which they will in turn post everywhere. But let me rewind, slow it down so I can explain how this works and why this works so well. First, you pick a goal. Are you trying to create general visibility for the artist as a whole, or are you trying to bring awareness to a specific song? Secondly, you create content or find content that you've already created that performed well to promote that specific cause. Then you'll create a criteria on how you'll pay people, take that and the content and put it out there like a job board. But this is the part that's going to blow your mind. This is where things start to look different than what you're used to. Your criteria that you're going to put out there typically looks like this. I want you to create this content or create some other videos inspired by it to help me meet my goal, and I'm going to pay you $1 per 1,000 views. And guess what? I have a budget of $2,000. That's it. You say that up front, they opt in, and then they know what they're going to get paid if their post gets enough views, and then they'll share that content with you. You approve it and then pay them out. Now let's do the simple math on that. If you paid $1 per 1,000 views and you had a budget of $2,000, that means you will be able to get 4 million views for $2,000. And it's not even up to you to go figure out how to get those views. It's up to them to figure out how to get those views. Now, the amount of videos that get created, that can vary, because let's just imagine one person posts and gets 4 million views. There's only one video. You're probably still happy about it. You paid $2,000 and you got a 4 million view video, but that also could look like 100, 300 different videos with varying views. And you can actually end up with more than 4 million views on that particular campaign, because you can create a cap on how much certain people get paid out. So after their videos hit a certain threshold, it can keep going because of the algorithm, but you're not going to keep paying past a certain point. But that's getting a little bit too complex for this video. And the craziest part about all of this, which you're probably wondering, is who's willing to post my content and then get paid out per view? As a matter of fact, per thousands of views, meaning that if they take my content, they go post to my song and they only get 900 views, then they don't get paid anything. they have to get 1,000 views to get that $1 in the case of this campaign example. Who's willing to do that? Where do I find those people? Well, it used to be the Wild West, creating Discord groups and trying to rally a bunch of people with your offer, advertising to them, dipping into other groups and sniping them, bringing into your world and trying to convince them to run a campaign. And then you're tracking, trying to keep up with things, trying to garner trust with people. It was a headache, which is why most people didn't do it. But now a platform called Whop has come along from the process of actually posting about your campaign, which is an opportunity for other people to make money, pushing it out to those people who are interested, looking to run that exact type of campaign. I'm talking about the people who are going to post would be coming to you, and then you easily handle tracking and payout process all through this simple platform. All in one and simple. Literally, you post it and it's like a shark frenzy because people are hungry, looking for these types of opportunities and dedicating basically their lives to post for other people. And honestly, there's a lot of them who are making good money at it. So you're also tapping into a community of the best pay-per-view content creators in the world. So when Whop did this is where you saw Drake come in, use the platform for campaigns, Quavo, Lil Baby, Wiz Khalifa, all using this platform, and it's really only getting started. Artists, I'll put a link in the description that you can follow to get to Whop and see how it'll best work for you. But if you're a manager, record label, agency, we have a form below, and if you fill that out, we'll give you completely free onboarding onto the platform and consulting and how to strategize so you can get the best results. Because things are a little bit different if you're working with a whole roster or multiple artists in general. Again, if you're a management agency or a label, fill out that form below. We'll help you knock it out, skip some steps for completely free. Literally no commitment. Artists, it's a little bit different for them. So don't start hating on why are we doing it free for them. Follow that link in the description if you're an artist, and you'll be able to get plenty of relevant things for you for free as well. And here's why this is genius. Maybe you've never heard of Andrew Tate, but in 2022, he used this exact same method to blow up and ultimately ended up becoming the most Googled man in the world, being sparked by this strategy and continuously using it. And you know how he blew up primarily? It was on TikTok first, and he never even had a TikTok account. As a matter of fact, at one point he got banned from the internet. But the thing is, he was already a millionaire and was able to set up the entire infrastructure and execute this strategy all by himself. Whop just made it easy for other people to take that same strategy, that same infrastructure, and start to reap the same type of benefits. And here's a big thing. Like I said, he was not even on TikTok. And a lot of artists I've worked with over the years have not been on TikTok, but have missed the benefits, or they haven't been heavy on Instagram and they've missed the benefits of those platforms. You don't have to become somebody who posts extremely frequently to see results. As a matter of fact, technically, you cannot have a social media profile and see some level of results. Not recommended by any means of the imagination, so I'm not even going to go there. But this is the type of power that this style of campaign comes with. Because a huge reason this works so well is because how TikTok changed the game, but now Instagram is copied and it works well on both platforms. So how did TikTok change the game? Well, now somebody can post on a completely new profile and they can go viral. It doesn't have to be a massive influencer, doesn't have to be a mid-tier influencer, it doesn't have to be somebody that has a following at all. You can post on brand new accounts, and if you post the content correctly and it hits the algorithm in the right way, the content could blow up. So a lot of these clippers are people who don't even have massive followings. They might own multiple accounts, 50 accounts, 100 accounts, and then they're just posting different clips all day so they can make money, but ultimately you're reaping the benefits when those pieces of content catch on. And then there's other approaches that other clippers are taking, but I'm just using that to illustrate the point that content is so different today, and the way that we used to think about it has been completely flipped on its head. Yet most people still haven't evolved their mindset on how they can benefit from content, let alone even some not even still acknowledging how powerful content is in and of itself. But what does this mean? Again, somebody could post on a brand new profile and potentially go viral tomorrow. I had an artist start a profile a month ago. He got over 500,000 views on Instagram when he posted a specific reel. That post didn't do all that well on TikTok, but then a few days later, he posted a different post that got 16,000 views. That's a brand new profile on both ends, and you can see how quickly something can take off. Just imagine having a team of people do that for you. So using this strategy through Whop is going to make artists' lives so much easier and going to change the market in a few ways. First and foremost, finding influencers and talking to influencers is a headache in the first place. We already know that. If you tried it before, it's a thing. So it's nice to have people come to you and create content. Now, these aren't massive influencers for the most part because they have thousands of dollars that they can demand. So they're not going to say, I'm going to let you pay me $5 per 1,000 views, especially when they could just guarantee a fixed amount that they get, even if a video completely flops. They have that power. They're not playing that game, but it stratifies the market, meaning that at the top, you'll have these influencers who have legitimate influence, not just a lot of views, and they will still be worth paying. But then when you get to the smaller tier, you have micro influencers. It's not even worth paying a lot of mid-tier influencers, especially near the beginning of a campaign. So the market already shifted towards paying micro influencers, somebody who's really small that I might be able to go really viral with just paying them $100, $50, $75. But still finding them, coordinating with them, getting them to accept your music, building out campaign timelines, and doing that with 10 plus people is a headache. So imagine being able to post, say, this is my criteria, this is how much I'm going to pay you, and then the people come to you. And they still have the same type of viral potential without the headaches or cost of dealing with an influencer style campaign. It doesn't mean you never use influencers ever again, but it changes how much we need them just to blow music up. And it gives us added strategy in ways that we can even work with influencers. But that's for another time, another day, where I might break down specific content strategies that you can execute with this clipping style campaign. But consider this. When you have a sound for your music on TikTok or Instagram and there's no videos created to it except maybe the one video you created yourself, it doesn't really encourage other people to want to post to the sound. So there's a social proof aspect of being able to pay to get legitimate videos created for you and doing it in a way that's pretty predictable so that when you continue to post content in the future or when maybe one of your videos starts to take off organically off of your page, people can go to the sound and see that there's already activity there. There's a spark, there's a moment happening. It goes from, oh, this artist is posting their content and I'm just looking at their sound to, oh, this artist posts their content, but it looks like I'm early to a movement. Maybe I should try to catch this wave and post to this sound so I can reap some of the benefits too. You're getting social proof and you're getting it in a way that's predictable, way less headache, and it minimizes the risk of getting a complete flop when you pay out for content because you already know exactly what you're going to pay for a certain amount of views. It doesn't really get much better than that. Now, if you're an artist that still doesn't want to run this campaign completely by yourself, you can always apply for a campaign at our website. But I encourage you, before you even think about that, at least check out the link in the description that will take you directly to Whop. Feel the platform out, and then make a decision if you want more help or not from there. Again, if you're a label manager or agency, fill out the form below in the description for free setup and strategy from us directly. And stay tuned for another video that will be coming soon, showing you a little bit more of the inside of Whop and what a campaign could look like. Because the beauty of it all is you basically get multiple people competing to create great content or get the content to perform well for your campaign so they can claim the rights to as much as your budget for themselves as possible. But until then, for more tools, tricks, and campaign strategies, click one of the videos on the screen.